Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2436 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Today is the 17th lesson in our segment of Theology Thursday. Utilizing excerpts from a book titled, I Dare You Not to Bore Me with the Bible, written by Hebrew scholar and professor, the late Dr. Michael S Heiser, we will invest a couple years going through the entire Bible, exploring short biblical lessons that you may have not received in Bible classes or church. The Bible is a wonderful book. Its pages reveal the epic story of God's redemption of humankind and the long bitter conflict against evil. It is also a book that might seem strange to us at times, because while God's book was written for us, it wasn't written to us. Today our lesson is the divine arrow. Few characters in the Bible are as maligned as the wickedness of King Ahab of Israel. While Ahab's predecessors, in 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 31, it says, did evil in the sight of the Lord, Ahab had an agenda. It says, he did more to provoke anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, than any other king of Israel before him. Ahab's rule included Baal worship, forbidden foreign covenants like with Syria, and foreign alliances when he married Jezebel, and the murder of Naboth. In 1 Kings chapter 22, the prophet Micaiah warns Ahab of his impending fate. This isn't a run-of-the-mill prophecy. It's mixed with a vision of how God came to the final details of his decision in a divine boardroom discussion. We see yes men and Yahweh's man. The 12 tribes of Israel had been split into two kingdoms for a century by this time. Ahab took the throne around 869 BC. Ahab ruled the northern kingdom, called Israel or Ephraim. This northern kingdom often fought with the southern kingdom of Judah. After peace reigned in Israel and Judah for 3 years, according to 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 1, Ahab decided that he wanted to capture the city of Ramoth in Gilead from the Arameans. He asked Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, for military assistance. Now Jehoshaphat agreed to the battle for political reasons, but he wanted assurance that God was in the endeavor, 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 5. The 400 prophetic yes men Ahab consulted endorsed the idea, but Jehoshaphat wanted another opinion, according to 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 6 and verses 11 and 12. Ahab agreed to summon Micaiah, the prophet of Yahweh, though he openly admitted to hating him in 1 Kings 22, verse 8. The real prophet of Yahweh never had anything positive to say about this ungodly Ahab and his rule. Next, let's look at the prophecy. At first, Micaiah told Ahab that God loved his plan, but Ahab sawed through his mockery. Apparently, this was not the first time. In 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 16, how many times must I demand that you speak only the truth to me when you speak for the Lord? Micaiah proceeded to tell Ahab that he was about to meet his Maker. So chances are good he wanted Ahab to go through with the battle, knowing the end result. Rebuked by Ahab, Micaiah holds nothing back, revealing to Ahab and to us the inner working of God's counsel. This next passage is from 1 Kings chapter 22, verses 19 through 23. It says, Then Micaiah continued, Listen to what the Lord says. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him, on his right hand and his left. And the Lord said, Who can entice Ahab to go into battle against Ramoth Gilead, so he will be killed? There were many suggestions, and finally a spirit approached the Lord and said, I can do it. How will you do it? The Lord asked. And the spirit replied, I will go out and inspire all of Ahab's prophets to speak lies. You will succeed, said the Lord. Go ahead and do it. So you see, the Lord has put the lying spirit into the mouths of all your prophets, for the Lord has pronounced your doom. Now this vision prophecy showed that God had decreed it was time for Ahab to die, but he allows the members of the divine assembly to weigh in on Ahab's death. Nothing in this passage compels us to conclude the omniscient God needed the input. Ahab's death was fixed and determined, but the Lord allowed the divine beings in his presence to decide the mode of departure. This is consistent with other passages, such as Daniel chapter 4, verses 17 through 26, where a decision from heaven is described as both a decree of the Most High and a decree of the watchers, the holy ones who work for God. Now, despite Micaiah's warning, Ahab and Jehoshaphat go into battle. Ahab opts to disguise himself as an ordinary soldier, but the ruse fails. He is killed by an arrow. And this is 1 Kings chapter 22, verses 34. It says, An Armenian soldier, however, randomly shot an arrow at the Israelite troops and hit the king of Israel between the joints in his armor. "Turn the horses and get me out of here," Ahab groaned to the driver of his chariot. "I am badly wounded." Now, in the larger scheme, it was not random at all. Now, the lessons that make up Theology Thursday on our Wisdom-Trek podcast for the next couple of years will satisfy the statement, "I dare you not to bore me with the Bible." I trust that you'll enjoy them and, of course, not be bored. And if you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom-Trek, creating a legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom-Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.